Hello, and welcome to the Smerdley Show. Today, I'm going to tell you a horrible, creepy story. Well, it seems that there was this girl in a high school, and her parents were going away for a couple of days out of town on business. And the girl said, "Oh, must you drag me along to those horrible stuffy things every time? I don't want to go. Can't I just please stay at home?" And the parents looked at each other and they decided, well, she's 18 years old now, and she's old enough to take care of herself. Sure, you can stay home, honey. Just lock the doors and lock the windows at night, and don't bring anybody over, and there's plenty of frozen pizzas in the freezer and so forth, and be good. And anyways, the parents went off, and the girl, her first night home, was sitting there watching TV, all right, and all of a sudden the lights went out, and the TV went out, and she was all alone in the dark. So she said, well, maybe a car hit a pole somewhere, and the electricity's off for a little while. I'll just wait here, and just wait until the lights come off. And an hour later, the lights hadn't come back on again. All right, so she said, well, nothing to do. No TV, no radio, no electricity. May as well go to bed early. So she went around the house. She got a flashlight and went around the house and made sure all the doors were locked and all the windows were locked. And she went upstairs to her bedroom and got into bed. And as she was drifting off to sleep, she heard this annoying little noise. It was drip, 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 like a faucet dripping, okay? And she said, oh, damn. She said, I have to get up and... Anyways, she had a German Shepherd that slept under her bed, and she said she reached under there to make sure the dog was there, and she felt it licking her hand, her fingers. And she said, okay. And she got the flashlight, and she went downstairs to check every sink, and she checked the bathroom, and she checked the toilet, and she checked the shower, and she couldn't find out what was dripping, all right? And she said, oh, well, must be something dripping in the wall. And she went back upstairs and went back into bed, and the dripping was still going on. Drip, 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 only it was a little bit slower, but it was louder, all right, and more splashy. Drip, drip, drip. And she reached under the bed to make sure the dog was still there, and she could feel the dog licking her fingers, okay? And she said, oh, good, I'm safe. All the doors were locked and everything. So she went downstairs to look around. She was getting a little bit scared. And she heard the noise, drip, 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 coming from the cellar door. And she said, oh, it must be a leaky pipe in the cellar. She took the flashlight down in the cellar, and she looked around, and she felt something wet on her bare feet. And she shined the flashlight down, and there was a pool of blood, and she had stepped in it. And she shined the flashlight around, and she looked up, and there, hanging from the ceiling, was her German Shepherd, hanging there by the neck. It had been murdered. It had been stabbed, and its blood was dripping out of its body, and she screamed. And as she ran, she noticed, with the flashlight in the corner, she saw that all the wires in the house had been cut, and that's why the electricity wasn't on. And she ran upstairs in a panic and went into her room upstairs on the second floor, the safest place she knew. And she went in there and she slammed the door and she locked it, and she pushed the dresser up against the door so she'd be safe. And as she turned around, she looked, and something was moving under her bedspread down by the floor. And something slid out from underneath her bed, and it stood up. And there was a horrible man with a knife a big bloody knife. And she was petrified. And the man came up to her and he said, "You didn't think that a dog was the only thing that could crawl under your bed at night and lick your fingers, did you?" Anyways, that was my horrible, creepy, scary story. And I hope you enjoyed it. And join me again next time for the Smerdley Show. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.